there is a lot of stuff going on at Disney. And one of the things that's happening is tomorrow is the annual Disney Town Hall that happens with basically all the employees of Disney. It's kind of like a State of the Union that gets given by the CEO, in this case, Bob Iger. Of course, he did one last year as well. And tomorrow, November 28th, is this big town hall. And again, there's a lot of drama surrounding Disney right now, not just on the screen, because, we're going to be talking about their animation stuff, struggles. We've talked ad nauseum about the struggles that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is having. We've talked ad nauseum about the struggles Star Wars is having, all that kind of stuff. But there's also been a lot of corporate struggle. They're thinking about, what do we do with ESPN? Do we spin off more channels? Do we all this kind of stuff? And tomorrow is the town hall meeting where I think we're going to hear a lot. Now, one thing that's important to mention, the town hall meeting is not a fan event. I can already tell people are typing in, what trailers do you think they'll drop? They're not going to drop any trailers tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be any casting announcements tomorrow. This is really about the state of Disney itself and maybe the direction Disney Pictures, Hulu, all sorts of stuff might be going. Now, in anticipation for this, we're going to speculate a little bit about what we might hear, but this comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter, who highlights this. Iger, having focused on cost cutting, putting Disney back on track to achieve roughly $7.5 billion in cost reductions, up from the previously targeted $5.5 billion, streamlining and optimizing the company via restructuring moves. Iger said on a recent earnings call, while we still have work to do to continue improving our results, our progress has allowed us to move beyond this period of fixing and begin building our business again. In line with that, an internal memo said that the town hall would focus on future building opportunities. And of note, Iger will be joined in this town hall meeting by the film unit head, Alan Bergman, and Dana Walden, who leads the TV business. Now, also joining him will be like the head of ESPN and the head of parks. So there's going to be a wide variety of things. But I thought it was interesting. The very first people they mentioned was Alan Bergman, who's the head of all Disney Pictures and all Disney films and all their divisions, and their head of television. So first things first, what I'm guessing, and by the way, everything I'm about to say is completely built on a guess. This is nobody's feeding me insider information on this. I have no idea. I think the big thing we're going to take away is that we are going to get the official Hulu is merging into Disney Plus. And Hulu is now going to be a individual section on the Disney Plus page. You go in there and you can click on Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar. I think Hulu is going to be one of those things. Much like in international markets, they have Star as a separate thing. I think this is going to be a significant announcement, a significant move, streamlining their streaming business. I think we're going to hear on the not so interesting side for a lot of you guys, I think we're going to hear a lot about the plans for ESPN as they continue to renovate the whole place to be more of a digital streaming platform than a traditional TV thing. A lot of people have been speculating they're going to sell ESPN, which I also wouldn't doubt if they do. But I think tomorrow is going to be more about the transition of ESPN from primarily a cable channel to a streaming entity, which they've been doing a lot of, and they've been having, honestly, a lot of success with that transition. So that's been good for them. But with Bergman being there, I think what we're also going to get, we might get some revised, this is an outside shot, but here's the thing, Rob, that I'm kind of focusing in on. I think we might, because this is a town hall, it's letting the shareholders, the employees, the branches know what our plans are. I think there is a chance we might get a revised Marvel Cinematic Universe release schedule. I think they might actually, this might include some announcement about what they're doing about Kang or Jonathan Majors. We're excited that Kang returns with Jonathan Majors playing it, or mentioning a Doctor Doom and no mention of Kang, and Jonathan Majors is quietly swept away. I mean, I don't know, but I think that might be one of the things. I also think they might give a little bit of an idea about what is actually happening in the world of Star Wars. Because while we've had over the past 3 or 4 years, about 35 Star Wars movies announced and exactly 0 of them have gone into production, I think we might get a little bit of a better idea about where Star Wars is at. Hell, they might even announce Kathy Kennedy is no longer going to be the head of Lucasfilm tomorrow. Maybe yes, maybe no. But these are the types of things, Rob, that I think we could hear coming out of this meeting. Guys, we want to take a moment to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. Give yourself the gift of insane savings this holiday season with Mint Mobile's best wireless deal of the year. Right now, when you switch to Mint Mobile and buy any 3-month plan, you'll get another 3 months for free. That's 6 months of premium wireless service for the price of 3. And Mint Mobile lets you order and activate from home while saving tons on phone plans starting at just $15 a month. Seriously, I can't think of a better gift than turning an overpriced wireless bill into just $15 a month with Mint Mobile. I've told you guys many times, since switching to Mint Mobile, I am spending less than a third on my mobile service plan with Mint than I was on the previous big carrier who was my provider. By going online only and eliminating the traditional cost of retail, Mint Mobile passes the significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily and effortlessly with eSIM. So again, for a limited time, buy any 3-month Mint Mobile plan and get 3 more months free by going to mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. You saw that this town hall is coming tomorrow. It's not a fan event, but what do you think we might learn about Disney, where they're at, where they're heading? What are you expecting to hear out of this meeting tomorrow?
Well, I looked before the show, the year-to-date totals in terms of their stock price, they're down about overall about $17 from where they were at the beginning of the year. That's not an insubstantial amount based on how much their individual stock price is. So their job is going to be to instill confidence in all of their investors. And so they have a lot of things they need to, and I think you just laid it out, they have a lot of things they need to answer. They have all these assets. Star Wars, they paid $4 billion for it. Aside from TV shows, Andor's coming out. What are you doing with it? I mean, whether you loved Rise of Skywalker or not, it still made $1 billion. That's a very worthwhile asset to have. So they haven't made a Star Wars movie since then. So I would imagine, and if they're going to make one, we're not going to see it for another 2 years. So they're going to, and Marvel, look at Endgame, how much money that movie made. And I'm sure an investor's like, well, who are even in the Avengers now? So what are you going to do? And there hasn't been a clear-cut path forward. And I think it's true across the board. So they're really going to have a lot of, I think it's going to be a confidence-building exercise for the investors. And they're going to have to address, as you pointed out, every single facet of their usually very profitable business. And of course, their film business, the last 2 things they released, Captain Marvel and Wish, almost a 1-2 punch within a couple of weeks. Not so good.
No, more like 1-2 kick to the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they need to explain what's going on and why is it happening. So we'll see.
I think it's an interesting thing, though, because I remember at last year's, right after Bob Iger took over and they had the town hall meeting, Bob Iger mentioned that our priority first is to fix the business inside, right? And from that quote from the Hollywood Reporter, I mean, that's what they focused on and that's what they did. Apparently he's restructured so much stuff that they saved over $7 billion in their operating. Great. But I want to go back to this quote here, just right in the middle of it, when he says, while we still have work to do to continue improving results, our progress has allowed us now to move beyond the period of fixing, that's the stuff behind the scenes, and begin building our business again. So I think you're 100% right, Rob. I think when he says, now we're going to start focusing on improving results, we fixed all of our stuff, our internal stuff that we had to fix over the past year. We've gotten ourselves, we're more streamlined, we're in a better place. Now we can start focusing on the stuff that's hitting theaters. Because remember, all the stuff that's hitting theaters right now is been in the pipeline for 2 or 3 years. So he's saying now we're in a place we're going to start doing that. And that, combined with what you just said, Rob, which I think is completely accurate, is why I think we're going to hear a little bit more stuff about the future direction of maybe the MCU, about maybe Star Wars, because to your point, instill confidence again that, hey, now with that we've got our boat fixed, we can start steering it in the right direction again. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. We will find out tomorrow. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.